Not okay.
Okay.
Yeah, now it's okay.
All right. Good evening. I'd like to call to order the Borough Council meeting, March 3rd, 2026. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Grace, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Curry? Ms. Knoll?
Here.
Mr. Mister?
Here.
Ms. Miller?
Here.
Ms. Reed?
Here.
Ms. Thomas?
Here.
Ms. Mullenbecker?
Here. I'd like to report on the last executive session. We discussed personnel and real estate. No action was taken. Do we have any public comment on agenda items at this time? Seeing none? Agenda item number 1.
It's a motion to approve council meeting minutes for the February 17th, 2026 meeting as submitted.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Agenda item number 2.
This is a motion to approve payment of bills as shown on the accounts payable list dated February 27th, 2026 for the period of February 13th, 2026 through February 26th, 2026, and to ratify approval of such bills already paid and to authorize the appropriate officials to take required actions to make said payments.
So moved.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Agenda item number 3.
This is for the Spruce Street Substation. Motion to approve payment number 19 to Hayden Power Group, invoice number 09398 in the amount of $616,091.97 as recommended by Asplund Engineering Services.
So moved. Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Agenda item number 4.
This is Resolution 2026-16 for REP. Motion to adopt Resolution 2026-6, approving the addendum to the Dauphin County Water Resource Enhancement Program Agreement.
So moved. Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Agenda item number 5.
Okay, this is in 2 parts. The first motion is to approve the retainer agreement P0005160.0534 with HRG in the amount of $6,900 for the submission of the Swatara Crossing Park Improvement Phase 2 grant proposal to DCNR.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Agenda item number 6.
We have to go to the resolution.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's number, phase.
Okay, so this is for the motion to adopt Resolution 2026-7, authorizing HRG to proceed with applying for the DCNR grant for Phase 2 of the Swatara Crossing Park.
So moved. Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Agenda item number 6.
This is the Arts and Crafts Fair. Motion to approve the special event request submitted by the Middletown Area Historical Society for the 51st Annual Arts and Crafts Fair on June 13th from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. in Hoffer Park with setup and tear down June 11th, 12th, and 14th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I abstain.
Motion passes, one abstention. Agenda item number 7.
This is the library board, board appointments. Motion to accept Deborah Weaver's resignation and appoint Mary Bigelow to the library board to complete Deborah Weaver's term, which expires December 31st, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Do you have a question, Rochelle?
Nope.
Oh. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Okay, there's one more motion with this. Motion to appoint Angie Byerly to fill the vacancy on the library board with a term to expire December 31st, 2028.
So moved. Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Second motion passes. Agenda item number 8.
This is a motion to approve the DM coding proposal number 253805 in the amount of $34,500 for painting of historic light poles in the borough to be funded through the electric sinking fund.
So moved. Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion?
I have a question. When it refers to the poles showing signs of coating failure, particularly on their bases, are the poles still being painted from base to top, or is it only where the coating is gone?
No, the entire poles are being painted. Those areas just require extra work.
Okay.
Like sanding and stuff like that.
So with regard to all the new brackets that were purchased, are they going to be removed and not painted, and the poles will be painted, the brackets will be reinstalled?
I'm still meeting with him after this is approved, so I wouldn't think the new brackets need to be painted.
No, I don't think so either.
So I don't see why we couldn't remove them. And
I'm just wondering, did his price include that he thought the brackets were on part of the job?
oh no, I don't. I told him we wanted them to match the new brackets.
Oh,
so
okay. All right, that's everything. Thank you.
Okay.
Probably should clarify for the record that no bid's required, even though it's over the bid threshold, because it's within the maintenance exception.
Okay. Thank you. Anything else? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Agenda item number 9.
This is a motion to approve holiday outdoor decor quote 000-26227 in the amount of $13,126.10 for holiday pole wraps and bows for the historic light poles, with $12,174.67 to be funded by the Mayor's Fund 01-380-300 and $951.43 funded through the Beautification Fund.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion?
I have a question. I'm sorry to put you on the spot again. The 15-foot, is that the same length as what we got previously that we had to then trim?
no, we got 20 the first time, 20
the
foot,
first time.
and we cut off roughly between 5 and 5.5 feet of each one.
So we're, okay.
So it should be good.
Great, thank you.
Rob, may I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
Where are the Christmas decorations stored? And these also, where will they be stored?
I believe at the water plant, the old water plant beside substation on Mill Street.
Okay. Good. Anyone else?
I couldn't hear Jim.
Jim asked about the length of the wraps, and they are 15 feet.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone else? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Agenda item number 10.
This is in relation to the code of conduct, which in your packets, each of you have 3 options. We are going to vote on by option. So if the first option passes, then we will not go to option 2 or 3.
Okay, so
Correct.
I'm looking right now at the option 1 and the section on recording. So when we were talking about this before, you were talking about having at the same time, a policy applicable to everybody, a Sunshine Act place of recording. But I don't, separate from this document.
Correct.
Okay. So, I mean, here, now I'm just saying, not use personal devices for recording, which, I mean, you can say, except in accordance with the policy, but right now you don't have a policy, so you can't just say no recording, because everybody has a right to record. It's,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
under the Sunshine, you would still have to have the Sunshine Act policy, and you'd have to be clear that even if you're somebody at this table, you can set up your recording device. I mean, right now, it's sounded like it's contrary to the Sunshine Act, the right to record. So
Okay.
that's would have to be part of a package integrated together, not in the same document, because one regulates the whole world, including people at the table. This is the aspirational,
Right,
and
right,
it's
right.
about no distractions, but I don't know what happened to the Sunshine Act policy.
On your recommendation, it was taken out, but I don't know that it was clear that it had to be a part of this, that it had to be joined with this?
No, it's not, well, so it's not joined with it so much. I mean, one is a policy that applies to everybody. But right now, and this is really, you know, as I'm reading, it's don't use personal, and I assume you wouldn't want to use even non-personal devices.
So
for
how about, here's my question then, based on what you're saying. You recommended an addition to this.
Yeah.
Can we
this-
put the addition in, but not yet have the Sunshine Act with this? Can it follow?
I mean, I guess you could, so the recording is separate from everything else in that list. So texting, all those things don't have any Sunshine Act implications. The recording part, what you can do legally is say, here's where everybody in the world can record from back of the room, over here, whatever it is. But under Sunshine Act, there's an absolute right to record. So right now, this is just saying do not record, but not, you know, doesn't say that you can record like everybody else. And right now, there aren't any rules where you can record from.
So I think I still have the same question.
Yeah. but
Can we move forward tonight inserting the phrase you just said and then have the Sunshine Act to follow, or must it come together?
You don't have to come together if you were to say here, recording except recording in accordance with the Sunshine Act, and then later if you restrict the where it's from. But right now, it sounds like it's saying,
Except in accordance with the Sunshine Act.
yeah. And then unless and until you had a policy of saying recording during meetings for everybody is at this point, at this table, at this whatever, then that, and until you have that, then, you can record anywhere.
Okay. So we will insert that phrase
Okay.
as you're recommending.
So it would read emailing, recording comma, as indicated, except in accordance with the Sunshine
Or
Act.
even recording parentheses, open parentheses, except in accordance with the Sunshine Act, or except as allowed under the Sunshine Act, close, because that only applies to the, recording, filming type stuff, not, making phone calls or things like that.
Okay.
Now, when I say recording, that, would include video recording, audio recording. But yeah, as I'm looking at that language, without the other policy, it just sounds like it's a prohibition against recording.
Uh-huh, okay.
What is
So
that? Go ahead.
does this have to be rewritten and then revoted, or can we vote on it with that inclusion?
I mean, you could vote on it with the inclusion, if you're clear that's what the motion is.
What does it even limit you on at that point, Jim, if you say except within accordance to the Sunshine Act, because the Sunshine Act allows you to report?
As we record,
So then what does that do?
unless this board at some point makes a rule where you record from, then it would move things off the table, recording devices off the table or to wherever.
So it makes no difference what you put in here unless you have a place of where you can do it from.
Right. But, I think there is a problem if you don't at least say in accordance with the Sunshine Act. If you don't have a rule saying where.
Okay. So just to be clear, the motion would include this, and does the motion need to say something about the policy that will follow?
No.
Okay.
I mean, you either have a policy at some point or you don't have a policy at some point.
Okay,
The policy that would follow would, in essence, change, what you're allowed to do under the Sunshine Act in this room. 'Cause
okay.
Under the
Oh, I
Sunshine
know,
Act,
okay,
you're allowed to
yeah,
add those kind of rules, but
all right.
again,
Sally, can you
I thought it was gonna
restate the
be-
motion?
No, there was no motion yet.
Okay. The motion to approve Code of Conduct Policy Option 1 with the inclusion in Section 2 under decorum and distraction stating recording, quote, except as allowed by the Sunshine Act, end quote.
Open paren, close paren, set of
Okay.
quotes.
Do you want me to reread it?
No, I think if everybody heard that.
Okay.
Madam President, I would like to adopt that motion.
Did Rachel say mo?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a motion
Second.
and a second. Any discussion?
Yeah, I mean, when you read at the top of this code of conduct, I'm gonna read so everybody can hear this. The purpose of this code of conduct is to establish ethical standards for the Borough of Middletown's elected and appointed officials while exercising their office at both public meetings and official actions. I was on the record that said this is overkill. We just talked about, I don't know how long this was just now, 5 minutes, and there still wasn't any clarity on the or decision here for the video. Basically, putting in parentheses means nothing. This is just a bunch of rubbish. I mean, if you want to go on ethical standards, here's the ethical standards principles, which is Section 1. Public interest first. Love it. Integrity and honesty. That's great. Impartiality. That's great. Transparency and openness. Great. Accountability. Check. Respect and civility. Love that. Professional conduct. That's the core ethical principles. That's what we need. As you go down, this is just a bunch of just childish stuff. You got each council member must be prepared. That's childish. What's the point of that even being on there? We have under decorum and distraction. We have a clear do not use personal devices for texting, emailing, recording, for social media interaction. That's a clear attack on Councilor Curry here.
Council Lister, we spent almost 40 minutes at the last meeting on this,
Yep.
and those were the points made.
Okay, well, thank you
So
for interrupting me in
thank you
that.
for bringing them back up.
We have a council president that just interrupted somebody else when we're trying to make it a point, so maybe some of these things are good for her, but I feel like this is kind of just common courtesy to understand these points. Okay, I had a point to go down through each.
Okay.
I don't need to rehash everything, but I think the public needs to know just how ridiculous this is.
Okay.
Okay, and that's what I'm trying to do here. Because I know you already have your decision made up. Can I continue?
Anyone else?
I'm going to continue here. Again, there's a thing on here for Section 2 conduct, no interruptions. Okay, that's on there. Conduct or meetings, Section 2. As we continue going down Section 3, that's about conflict of interest. For those who don't know, each public official has to sign and give documentation that we will not have conflict of interest in our position. We sign this. This is something that is we have to do yearly. Why does this need to be here? This is already an expectation. This is just overkill, in my opinion. Attorney-client relationship doesn't make sense to me. Seems like it's just a control issue here. Conduct during staff meeting, respectful communication, adherence to chain of command, non-interference. We're going down a list of a lot of things that are just a given when you look at the principles here, the core ethical principles. It just seems like too much. I'm done. Thank you.
Okay.
Ellen, I'd like to reread the motion because there was another piece to it.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Hold on. Jim, if she rereads the motion.
Well, you have a motion on the table already.
And a second.
And a second.
Okay. So can I read that as a separate motion then?
I don't know what's the other motion?
To direct you to prepare a resolution.
Yeah, that would, I guess, would be a separate,
Okay.
it doesn't even have to be a motion, it would just be a directive, but
Okay. Then it doesn't have to be a separate.
so you're not adopting something now, and you're just selecting which one to move forward with a resolution on? Okay.
Anyone else?
So wait,
Oh.
given that, I guess it ought to be clear then, I don't know if somebody wants to redo the motion, but it sounded like the motion was adopting the policy tonight.
And to direct the solicitor.
Well, the resolution then would be the adopting operative act.
Okay.
So-
Right, we're not adopting it. We're adopting to move it to the solicitor.
Okay, then somebody may want to move to amend the motion, because it sounded like it was adopt the policy.
I agree. That's how it's
Okay.
presented.
Rochelle did say adopt.
Yeah,
I make the motion to amend it,
Does it need
to
a
amend
vote?
the motion.
yeah, then there would have to be a
Okay.
second to amend the motion, then a vote on whether to
Amend,
amend. So I
okay.
guess you should state, though, what it's going to be amended to.
Amend the motion to just send it over to the attorney to write it up.
To prepare a resolution.
Prepare a resolution.
Option one and amend it to send it to the solicitor to draft the motion,
Draft a resolution.
Draft the resolution.
Okay.
draft the resolution.
All right, so you first have to do a vote
So
on,
we need a second on amending it.
ridiculous.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
No.
No.
Now, technically, you should make the same motion just as a motion as opposed to a motion to amend. Okay?
Okay. So the whole thing.
Yeah, it will just be motion to direct the solicitor
Okay.
to prepare a resolution in accordance with option one with the parenthetical previously stated.
Okay. So I have a motion to direct the solicitor to prepare a resolution in the adoption of the Code of Conduct Policy Option 1
With the parenthetical.
with the
previously
parenthetical
stated.
inclusion.
Okay.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Hearing none.
So is this,
yeah.
this is now for finalizing this option, correct?
Well, we come back again for a vote on whether to adopt the resolution, and then the resolution would actually adopt it. So, as a practical matter, it would sound like it's heading that way.
So my comments are that it is very clear that this is designed to attack me. I went over these issues at the last meeting, so I don't need to reiterate them. I know the public knows them. But frankly, I think you should be ashamed of yourself because you're running forward tonight. You don't give a hell that the public knows what you're up to. You just don't care because you think, we have the super majority. We're going to ram it down his throat. We're going to try to limit him, and we're going to laugh about it for the next year and a half. Enjoy your time because people see what you're doing. People see what you are doing. So I don't know how powerful you think you are, but in my mind, you are a paper tiger. I will not be abiding by this. So you can ask the borough secretary to get some reams of paper ready for your printer to have a censure ready for every meeting because I will not be abiding by it. I don't have to eat what you cooked up.
Okay. Anyone else?
And also I will say, and it was clear, you always act as if you're transparent. Here we have right in the beginning, we're trying so hard to be this transparent group of people on behalf of the public. Let's present 3 options. Yet as you're talking to him about the addition needed to your motion, you turn and say, so we could add that in there. Your minds were already made up. There's no debate. You don't care about the other side at all. There's no compromise. I'm talking.
Mm-hmm.
So all I'm saying is you continue to make your bed, and I will enjoy watching you do it. And so will they, because this camera will stay right here.
I know that you have the videos and people make comments, but I think it also is worth noting and thanking the people who came to the coffee and conversation on Saturday morning. They don't show up on videos, but they show up here to have sort of a civil, respectful conversation with counselors, with the mayor, on topics that concern them, interest them, they have questions about. And at that meeting, there were people who agree that this is a good thing. So the point is, it's not about who's made up their mind. It's that it's hard to reach a consensus of what the residents want and don't want, think and don't think.
It's not.
But the best we can do is listen to them and then make our own decisions.
Well, you made your decision.
Grace, could you call the roll?
Mr. Curry,
Nope.
Mr. Knoll,
Yes.
Mr. Lister,
No.
Ms. Miller,
Yes.
Ms. Reed,
Yes.
Ms. Thomas,
Yes.
Ms. Lillenbecker.
Yes.
Embarrassing.
Agenda item number 11, council open time.
I have something to bring up to everybody, and I guess this is just like for maybe a discussion at a later time. We've been talking about the electric a lot, and I think this is going to be a big topic moving forward these next few years. Solar was brought on the table as far as the borough. I would like to bring on the table doing something with our solar ordinances here in town. This was brought up, passed by former Councilor Redinger. This is something I looked into recently. Having solar in town based on our ordinances makes it very difficult for it to be profitable and doable for the local resident. This is seen, again, I came in contact with different solar companies at public events and as soon as I told them I lived in Middletown, they weren't interested in having any sort of agreement as far as solar. I don't know the specifics of what makes it difficult for us with our ordinances, why it restricts solar, but basically it doesn't make it easy, nor does it make it profitable as it does in some other municipalities and boroughs. I would like it when we're starting to think through, hey, what if we had a 15, gig solar field somewhere? What if 5 of that could be on the roofs of our residences in town, residents in town? I think it's something to look through for the future, because it can save our residents money, obviously. And if our residents are producing the money and we're buying that solar off of them, most likely for a cheaper rate than we would be buying from, these bigger entities, it's going to save the borough more money too. Again, I looked through the ordinance and some of the things that we have, and it was very complex to me. I would love if maybe our staff or our solicitor can look in through there and kind of identify some areas that will make it more of a feasible, doable option for our community members.
Pat, we did. I did spend some time with Rob.
Okay.
Discussing and breaking down what our ordinance says. I think that there are some differences between what Middletown Borough does and maybe PP&L and Med Ed. If you truly want to look into how to change our ordinance, it would be probably best done through a utility engineer who could give us more guidance. Now, we have asked for guidance because I think Councilor Redinger did bring it up last year. We did go through PMEA legal, and they did review the ordinance, and they came back with their thoughts on it. So I'd be glad to share that with you, so that you would have that information. But if that's something that council would agree to do, it probably wouldn't be with staff. It would probably be best suited to go to a utility engineer like GDS.
But you're saying that there were definite areas, as far as what you were told or seeing, that there were ways we could improve upon him.
Not improve, just differences on how we, because we did look at PP&L and Med Ed, and they do have some differences in the allowances of the kilowatt that they allow residents to put onto their homes. There is a difference in how distribution is or is not billed. So, for example, PP&L does not have solar meters. They just have an electric meter which monitors inflow and outflow. So it would be the usage of the electric that they're using, and the outflow would be the solar they're putting back on the system. And they do what we do. They give 1 kilowatt to 1 kilowatt net. So if they put a kilowatt back on the system, they get credited electric usage. So they do the same thing that we do. The thing that they don't do that we do is we have a solar meter which monitors total solar output. So, and that's where the distribution cost comes in. So someone like PP&L doesn't monitor that, and so they're not putting a distribution on that. So it does get a little complicated in how your system is set up and how then you bill it. And just as a reminder, our distribution costs are about our infrastructure, what it costs us to run our electric distribution system. So that's the wires, the poles, everything. So I don't know how PP&L or Med Ed does that, bakes it into their rate. Their rates are higher than Middletown Borough by 4.5 to 6.5 cents per kilowatt. So I think that there's a lot an engineer could bring to the viewpoint that I'm not going to be able to explain or give a recommendation on, or neither Rob either.
It's very complex.
Yes.
And I understand we're very unique having our own electric, so maybe it doesn't make sense for us as a community to change it, but I certainly think it's worth looking into. You know, if there's a chance we can further reduce our electric rates in town that way and give more relief to our residents.
I can send a copy to all of council of that PMEA
I would like to see
review.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it compares Middletown Borough with other municipalities that have similar systems.
Did I get a copy of that too? Thanks.
Okay. Good, thank you. Anything else for open council time?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I was contacted by several residents in the Oak Hill area about possibly speed bumps. I guess because of like Roosevelt and Oak Hill Drive being the direct shot off of Vine Street, the commuters coming through Roosevelt and Oak Hill Drive are just not obeying any laws, stop signs, and they're speeding down the streets.
Mm-hmm.
So the residents on Roosevelt and Oak Hill were asking if they could possibly get a speed bump on each side.
There have to be some sort of study there
Would
first.
that?
I don't know.
Dan would,
I got 2 cents.
yeah,
So Matt would know more than I, but I do know that the ones on Spring Street were a part of a traffic study. But speed humps in and of themselves do not require a traffic study as long as certain PennDOT regulations are followed. So Matt would be better positioned to give some details on things like, do you lose parking spaces? Do you what the requirements are? We put one on Adelia, was it Adelia?
Yeah.
That did not have a traffic study. However, we've received a lot of flack about the location of it. But part of that was the PennDOT restrictions apply to slope. So I believe it had to be put down at the bottom of the hill based on PennDOT requirements. So a traffic study might provide you a better pinpoint ability, and the following guidelines by PennDOT may let you put one in, but without the pinpoint ability.
Could we add it to the agenda for the workshop? to talk about?
And I think he sent in submissions, and again, I don't want to speak for Matt, on ones he did without traffic studies. It's like, hey, we're putting one here, here's your requirements, here's my map, I've met A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and somebody up there, you're good. So I don't want to say it's that simple, but I think they can be effective.
Yeah.
If you go up Spring Street, there's lots of gouges and divots in the street, so you may then have an issue of noise and some other things that result from them.
For a little bit till they
But
realize they're
I
there.
think they can be effective. But Matt's, I don't want to speak for Matt, but you don't need a traffic study if you meet certain requirements.
Where was that at again, the request?
Roosevelt, both ways, both sides of Roosevelt,
Okay.
because it's a direct shot off of Vine Street.
And they're
Yeah.
difficult places to do speed enforcement based on the location,
Right.
the narrowness, the parked vehicles. And you'd only be issuing citations once you reach up into the mid and upper 30s. And even 35 might be too fast under certain circumstances. So a speed hump may have some effect.
Thanks, Dan.
thank you. Well, we can add that to Matt's report. Thank you. Anything else? If not, this would be the time for general public comment. Thank you, Jack.
I'd like to take you back to the old days, 2005, the Middletown Quarter Millennium Celebration. So maybe we can come up with something for 1776 or whatever it's coming up. Thank you.
Oh. Thank you.
I was looking at this first and I saw Elks Theater. I said, really?
I saw Carnival. I was
like, that's awesome.
excited.
Tricked us, Jack. I thought this was this year.
Good evening, Crystal McGuire, 27 Hillside Road. So I came here tonight regarding the basketball court at Oak Hill Park. I was unable to make it to last meeting. When I bought my house 21 years ago, the buying points to me was there was a park, a ball field, a basketball court, all in walking distance to my house. When the basketball court was removed, I was surprised because there was no discussion or communication with the public that the basketball court was going to be removed. Had there been, I would have expressed concerns then. It is your responsibility as a council to relay this information to the public, and you have failed. I would like to see the basketball court return. I would like to see it put in the back, facing road to court. I know that people have said riffraff is down there. There's going to be no more riffraff than was down there prior. The pavilion is heavily used. I would not like to see it removed. It would be far enough in the back that it's still visible, but people wouldn't hear basketballs bouncing all day long. Also, we wouldn't be paying for this twice. So I'd like to know in both proposals, how many trees are being removed, how much walkway that we just put in is being replaced, and how much is each one going to cost us. And as we sit up here and talk about transparency, I also want to know why the $7,000 for the fireworks was never publicly known, that it was never raised. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? If not, then we'll be adjourning to executive session and not returning. Thank you. A motion to adjourn?
So moved.
So moved. Thank you.
Quick.
Ooh.
Second.
So, and
The new walkway around the park.
yeah, I just took mine.
Yeah. Where.
Do you need